Afternoon to all of you. I am Dixit Mistry, Assistant Professor in the Department of Agriculture Engineering, Parul Institute of Technology, Parul University, Vadodara, Gujarat. I would like to welcome you all to this webinar on the topic Zero Energy Cool Chamber on Farm Innovation. The main purpose of the webinar is to reduce post-harvest losses of the food produced after their harvest due to the lack of storage facility and the high cost of the cold storage. So I will also take this opportunity to introduce our honorable speaker, Mr. Deep Patel. Mr. Deep Patel did his BTech in Agriculture Engineering from Navsari Agriculture University in 2017 and MTech in the Processing and Food Engineering from Maharana Pratap University of Agriculture and Technology, Udaipur in 2019. He is pursuing his PhD also in the Processing and Food Engineering from Maharana Pratap University of Agriculture and Technology, Udaipur. He qualified ICAR-GRF during his BTech studies, and he has published six research papers in international journals. Presently, along with his PhD study, he is also working as a CSIR SRF scholar at New Delhi. I Dixit Mistry on my own behalf and on behalf of the entire Parul University family, welcome Mr. Deep Patel and request him to commence with his presentation on the topic. Mr. Deep Patel.
Good afternoon, all of you.
Hello.
I would like to greet you.
Hello, just Deep Patel.
Yes, sir.
It is
Yes.
Please on off your mic. Hello.
Hello.
Are you listening me? Deep Patel?
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
Yes, sir.
As a head of the Department of Agriculture Engineering,
Yes, sir.
I am actually welcome to you
Yes, sir.
to deliver the webinar and actually support to this department, to our students and faculty. And
Okay.
actually your description already given by the Dixit Mistry, so I am
Yes, sir.
not going to repeat it, but you are
Okay.
most welcome to the Agriculture Engineering Department of Parul
Okay.
Institute of Technology. I
Okay.
am Dr. S.S. Sutha, working at
Okay.
HOD.
Okay.
Okay, so you now start your actual presentations, so we will actually attend it carefully.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Good, good afternoon, all of you. I would like to greet you all a very good day. Myself, Deep Patel, PhD scholar from Department of Processing and Food Engineering, CTI Udaipur. Today, I am going to present this webinar on Zero Energy Cool Chamber on farm innovation. First of all, introduction. In India, the quality deterioration of horticulture produce means of vegetables, flowers, fruits, etc., take place immediately after the harvest due to lack of on-farm storage. The maintenance of low temperature is problem in tropical countries like India, because in countries like India the temperature is higher. The refrigeration means a cold storage and other refrigeration system. It is a intensive, expensive, not easy to install and run in a remote area. It is very difficult to run in a remote area and not always environmental friendly. Due to lack of cold storage spaces, the substantial amount of the fruits and vegetables lost after production. Many of you guys belong to a farming family and they know how important it is to take care of your produce after harvesting. Because if you don't sell your product in a market on the same day, it will reduce in a quality and etc. So you will pay, the market will pay you less amount. So it is required to have on-farm storage for a small-scale farmer vendors. And for considering this acute energy crisis and lack of cold storage facility, efforts are made to develop a low-cost energy cool chamber. An Indian institute has developed a technology for zero energy cool chamber and is complete alternative for the refrigeration and cold storage system, and it is named as a Pusa Zero Energy Cool Chamber. This is an on-farm storage which is used for the fruits, vegetables and flower to extend their shelf life. The zero energy cool chamber can stay at 10 to 15 degree cooler than the outside temperature and maintain the 90 percentage of the relative humidity. For horticulture produce like perishables, it is required to have lower temperature and higher relative humidity for reducing their deterioration and increasing their shelf life. Here is the image photo of the zero energy cool chamber, which is developed by the locally available material, and it is the perfect alternative for the food cold storage and refrigeration system. This structure is completely works on the principle of the evaporative cooling. It is operated naturally. It is the gift of nature, and the cooling is done by the evaporation. How the cooling take place inside the chamber? So here is the evaporative cooling occurs when the outside hot air passes through the cooling pad of this structure. The hot air will remove his heat in the environment, and it will consume the moisture from the cooling pad and enter inside the chamber, and the cooling effect take place inside the chamber. The evaporative cooling is an efficient economical means for reducing the temperature and increasing the relative humidity, which is perfect for the storage of perishable. The efficiency of this structure is depends on the temperature and relative humidity of the surrounding. Here is the graphical presentation of evaporative cooling principle, how it takes place. So here is there will be two cooling pad, and when the hot outside air passes through the cooling pad, the water will inside the cooling pad, and the hot air will remove his heat in the environment and consume the moisture from the cooling pad and enters inside the chamber. Here is the data of post-harvest losses. Post-harvest losses reported by the Central Institute of Post-Harvest Engineering and Technology, Nanda et al. In 2012. All the post-harvest losses step by step from harvesting to packaging are given in this table. Now, the concept of zero energy cool chamber. Based on the principle of direct evaporative cooling, zero energy cool chamber has been developed. The main advantage of this storage structure are it doesn't require any electricity. That's why it is called as a zero energy cool chamber. It doesn't require any electricity or anything, battery or anything. It is completely operated by the natural circulation of the air and water. The main fluids are in this structure are water and air. The material required for building, for construction of these structures are also locally available, like bricks, sand, bamboo, etc. It is the construction here in next slide we will see how it will be constructed. The double brick wall structure and the cavity is filled with the sand, and the wall of the chamber are soaked with water. Even the unskilled labor can construct this structure. There is no requirement of the specialized skill. The cool chamber can reduce 10 to 15 degrees Celsius and maintain 90 to 95 percentage of the relative humidity, and it will result in increase in the shelf life of the produces and reduce the deterioration of the perishables. The small and marginal farmers can store the few days harvest to avoid the middleman. As I am the son of the farmer, I know after harvesting we have to sell our product immediately in the market. Otherwise, the middleman, the businessman will pay you less as your quality is deteriorated. The Technology Vision 2020 has identified it as a low-cost storage technology for 2020. National Horticulture Board is giving 100% grant in aid for benefit of the farmers. Now, how this structure will be constructed? The zero energy cool chamber can be constructed easily with materials like bricks, sand, bamboo, khaskhas, gunny bag, etc. It is most effective when dry season. During summer season, there will be high temperature outside, and it is very effective when the temperature difference increase. The greater temperature difference achieved, the greater cooling effect will be report inside the chamber. The material primarily used in constructing this chamber are the bricks and sand, and fortunately both has great capacity of holding the water. Now, first of all, before selection, we have to select a place where we can construct this structure. The site having natural airflow because it works on two fluids, the air and water. So, the site having natural airflow, it should be made a shaded place, well ventilated and away from the direct sunlight because the sunlight will reduce the temperature difference inside and outside. So we have to make sure the structure will be in the shaded place. The constructing the chamber in an elevated place so we can avoid the water logging during the monsoon season. Easy to build out locally available materials like bricks, bamboo, straw, gunny bags. The locally available materials we can found nearby. Now, the steps for construction of the zero energy cool chamber. First of all, select an upland having nearby source of water supply because we required water supply for wetting the bricks and sand. We can construct this structure according to the requirement how much fruits and vegetables we have to store 100 kg 200 kg 300 kg. So as per our capacity storage capacity we can select the size and shape of the structure. As we can see in this image, two walls of the bricks are constructed. In between the two walls, there is a gap for filling the sand inside both of them. The erect and the size, the height, length, and the breadth of the structure will depend upon the capacity of the storage structure. Now, after constructing the wall, all the four sides, the gap will be filled with a riverbed sand. Make a frame of top cover with bamboo, hickory, straw, locally available material for closing the structure. So there will be no cooling loss during the operation. The cavity between the wall is filled with the sand and the sand are kept saturated with water. The water tank will be placed besides the storage structure and the drip pipe will be set in all the four sides full cavity of the structure. So we can weight the sand and the bricks. During the hot summer month in India, this chamber is reported to maintain inside temperature between 15 to 18 degrees Celsius and the relative humidity of about 95%. Build a roof shade over the chamber to shield the chamber from direct sunlight and rain. Here is the image of the fruits and vegetables stored inside the structure. We can put these perishables and produces in the carrots. Now requirements. Make a shade over the chamber in order to protect it from the direct sunlight or rain. As we discussed before, that direct sunlight will reduce the cooling outside and inside temperature difference. Keep the sand and bricks and the top cover of the chamber wet with the water, so it will create the cooling effect inside the chamber. Water twice daily in order to achieve the desired temperature and relative humidity, or fix a drip system with plastic pipe and micro tubes connected to overhead water source. Store the fruits and vegetables in the chamber by keeping the perforated plastic carrot, so the proper air circulation will take place and the quality of the perishables will retain. Cover this carrot with a thin polyethylene sheet. The cool chamber should be reinstalled once in a 3 year with new bricks utilizing the old bricks for other purpose. In India, as per the report by the National Horticulture Board, 92% of the cold storage are owned and operated by the private sector, and among them, 75% of the cold storage in India are used for the one commodity only, and it is a potato. So here we require this kind of a storage structure for the fruits and vegetables. So it will be helpful for the small scale farmer and vendors. The temperature and relative humidity. The cool chamber were found to have maintained considerably and relatively low temperature compared to field, shade and room temperature respectively. We will see the comparison between the field, open field, shaded and the room temperature storage of the perishable. The fluctuation in maximum and minimum temperature was found to be in a field condition, moderate in a shade, and minimum in a cool chamber. The table 1 will show you the fluctuation in the temperature. So here we can see first row is first column is given for a cool chamber, second one is for the field, and the third one is for the shade storage structure. In the January, the maximum temperature was 13, while minimum is 0. For all the whole year, the temperatures are given. Here is the comparative relative humidity of all the three storage structure, cool chamber, field storage and the shade storage. And the relative humidity are recorded, and we can see the relative humidity and temperature are found suitable for the fruits and vegetable for a cool chamber. Here is the storage of the fruit in a cool chamber. Here in a first column or the crops, the fruits are given, the shelf life and the physiological loss in weight in a cool chamber and room temperature. In banana, we can store banana for 20 days in a cool chamber, while at a room temperature, we can store for 14 days. For mango, we can store the 9 days, while in a room temperature, we can store only for 6 days. Even we can see the physiological loss in weight. The when for banana, 2.5% physiological loss in weight is recorded after 20 days, while for room storage ambient condition, the 4.8 percentage physiological loss in weight is recorded for 14 days. So we can say that the cool chamber is effective for storing the fruits and vegetable. For storage of the vegetable in a cool chamber, the for cauliflower, the 12 days shelf life is recorded in a cool chamber, while at a room temperature ambient condition, the 7 days is recorded. Also, we can see here the physiological loss in weight is less in a cool chamber as compared to ambient condition. Here is the photo, the experimental photo clicked at New Delhi. Here is this structure is for the experimental purpose, and here is the for large scale, for small scale farmers, moderate farmers. He can also use this kind of commercial storage structure, commercial zero energy cool chamber for their commodities. Here is inside and outside portion of the storage structure. Now, the cost of the cool chamber. The material required for constructing this cool chamber are locally available, like a brick, sand, bamboo, shade made out of a local tree or leaves, water tank, pipe, tube, plastic carrot, labor. For constructing the 100 kg capacity cooling chamber, it requires only 5,000 rupees. And if we consider the cost economics, the payback period, net payback period, it will maybe the payback period will be 1 month or 2 months or 3 months After that, you will get your profit. You can you can increase your income for especially for the mobile vendors. He can use it is for perfect alternative uh, for cold storage or refrigeration system. They can use this structure in a large scale, not for 100 kg, but they can develop a structure of 500 kg, 600 kg. It and it is really economical for them. Now the area of application, the short-term storage of the fresh fruits, vegetable and flower. Growing the white button mushroom, we can also grow the button mushroom inside this structure. Ripening of tomato and banana, plant propagation, the storage of the processed food products. It is not only used for the fruits, vegetable or flower. We can also use for other fruit or other food products which is reliable at this storage temperature. Now the advantages: the better marketability, retain nutritional value. It is totally environmental friendly, and it is, so we can say there will be no pollution because it is zero energy cool chamber, no electricity, no gas is required, no fuel is required for operating this system. Can be constructed by the skilled person. No mechanical electrical energy is needed. Allow small farmers to store produce for few days and thus avoid the costly rush selling and distress the sale. Ideal for household storage, we can use at our home for storage of fruits and vegetable. Reduce the losses and thus pays for itself in a short time. We can reduce the post-harvest losses, which is 30 to 35% in India nowadays. Useful for temporary storage of curd, milk, and cooked foods. Can also be used for mushroom cultivation and biofertilizers. There are some disadvantages of this structure. We cannot count this as disadvantages. It requires attention for filling the water twice or thrice in a day. Operation relies on reliable source of water throughout the year. As we discussed, the air and water are the only fluid for operating this system. So we can require a source of water near the storage structure for wetting the bricks and sand. Now precaution, the site in a place where breeze the blow because the air is one of the main factor. Build an elevator so waterlogging, clean and unbroken bricks with good porosity. Always keep the bricks top cover and sand saturated so the uh, cooling effect observed inside the chamber. Prevent the water drops coming in contact with the stored material. Keep the chamber clean and inspect and the chamber periodically with permitted insecticide, fungicide, chemicals to protect from the fungicides, microorganisms, insect, pest, etc. Construct under the shade to avoid the direct sunlight. The healthy outside starts from inside. Thank you.
Hello, it is finished. Seminar presentation.
Yes, sir.
Very nice. So you are doing MTech there, PhD there at CK,
PhD. Yes,
College
sir.
of Technology and Agriculture Engineering.
Yes,
And
sir.
who is your guide?
Sanjay Kumar Jain.
अच्छा,
Dr. Sanjay Kumar Jain, sir.
yes, yes, I know. SKJ. अच्छा, he is a brother of Dr. R.K. Jain.
Yes, sir.
Ah, okay, then any question asked from the student to the speaker then? Dixit Kumar, any student interested to ask anything? Because zero energy structure is very important structure
Yes, sir.
on the farmer's field or at the farm level.
Yes,
Recently,
sir.
we have covered in the course also zero
Yes, sir.
energy structure. One of our BTech students had taken project also on it.
Okay. Acha.
Under
Yes.
Madam Jisita, she had
Acha.
left actually, but
Okay.
it is very pronounced structure. So,
Okay.
with the easy cost, farmers can actually construct it and
Yes,
they
sir.
can keep their product for for a few days in a
Yes,
place
sir.
conditions.
Yes, yes.
So have you construct this actually there zero energy construction?
Yes, sir. I have developed this structure at my home, at my
Okay.
farm,
And at
and
your
I
farm?
have yes, sir. And I have experienced
Yes.
the temperature difference inside and outside the temperature, inside and outside environment.
What is the capacity of the structure which you have prepared?
100 kg, sir.
100 kg.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is the dimension of the structure?
Dimensions, sir. 1 minute.
Width, breadth, height.
Yes, sir. I don't really know
That's it.
yet.
Okay.
Okay.
कोई बात नहीं. अच्छा. Suppose if any farmer want to construct this 100 kg
Yes,
zero
sir.
energy structure,
Yes,
then
sir.
what is approximately cost?
400, 4,000, sir.
4,000
Yes, sir. Nearby 4,000.
nearby.
Yes, sir.
Only he had to purchase some bricks and some.
Bricks only. Bricks and tank and
Sand.
drifts are also available. Only bricks cost will be there.
And how will you give the spray of water by which technology?
By, sir, drip irrigation. I have drip in my farm.
So overhead tank is required for depreciation.
If you have drip, I just extend the pipe, drip pipe from my thumb
Yes.
and place on the structure. So I doesn't require any tank. But if you just want to construct this structure, then you will require tank over the tank.
Suppose we are not using electricity, but due to with the gravitational tank, after
Yes, sir.
after
You
few
can
hours,
also use by the bucket. You can pour the water all the four sides twice or thrice in a day. If you
what is
don't want to continuous flow of water.
now this is a simplest and very good technology. You
Yes,
are
sir.
working on it. So is there any other technology to preserve the fruit and vegetable with low cost?
It's low cost. Yes, sir. I am constructing the solar assist evaporative cool chamber,
Acha, so
which is already developed, but I am doing some modifications and etc.
where is your farm?
In Baroda, sir. I am from Vadodara
You
also.
are from Baroda. Okay, okay.
Yes, sir. From the Goi.
Very good. Then actually
Yes.
we can actually make a technical visit to your farm to our student. Okay.
Sure, sir. Sure.
When they will come here, we will
Yes,
arrange
yes.
one technical tour. So they can
Sure, sir.
practically see
Yes, sir.
the
Yes, sir.
zero energy structure.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, for our actually devoting the time to
Yes, yes.
give the guideline to our students.
Yes, sir.
Anything else? Want to ask anything? Any question? Dixit, Dixit Kumar,
No, sir.
any
हाँ.
faculty?
Yes, sir. बोल.
Any faculty? Okay, then let us
Okay.
we will wind the seminar.
Okay, okay, sir.
Here we stop the presentation.
Okay,
And
sir.
thank you very much,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Deep Patel sir, and our EU webinar team for giving good support and etc. in
Okay,
each
sir.
and every webinar.
Okay, okay.
सर आप कुछ बोलेंगे पी वेबिनार सर? हेलो हेलो दीक्षित कुमार, थैंक्स थैंक्स
हाँ. Hello.
थैंक्स थैंक्स
Hello.
दे दो.
Thank you.
हाँ, दीप पटेल सर को थैंक्स दे दो आपकी
Uh,
लैंग्वेज.
hello. Thank you, Mr. Patel, sir, such as your valuable time given today for the webinar on the zero energy cool chamber on the farm innovation and openly discuss such as a very important information provide as us to how to reduce the post-harvest losses of the food produce after their harvest due to the lack of storage facility and the high cost of the cold storage, and also give to the very important information about how to construct it of the low cost for the storage of the cool chamber, so which is the very useful for the our small and the marginal farmers So thank you, Deep Patel, Mr. Deep Patel, and also thankful to the Jiten sir and the Brijesh sir for the very good arrangement for the webinar. So thank you, Mr. Deep Patel.
Okay. Thank you, Dixit Patel.
Okay, you can left, huh?